Hello, welcome. In this video, I want to talk about the problem that we have with school food. So to start off, if you've never had school cafeteria food before, basically it has to meet these 5 guidelines. It has to have a fruit, a vegetable, protein, grain, and dairy. It has to meet these 5 criterias. So what is the typical school lunch consist of? Mainly, it's just the processed food. It's either chicken tenders, mozzarella sticks, or hot dogs, or chicken wings, or chicken nuggets. Really, and all of those are frozen. So that's one protein source, frozen. It's frozen, already made, highly processed. Then the fruit or the vegetable. The fruits they're usually canned fruits. So the fruits are canned, they're not fresh. The vegetables aren't either. The grains aren't either, nor is the dairy. So you're basically having all these processed foods, nothing fresh. And the problem is, the government, they have to reach they set a rule that the school has to reach the food has to be this certain nutrition value. So you could be feeding kids chicken nuggets and it fits the nutritional guidelines, so it's considered healthy. That's what they want you to think. If it just meets a certain nutrition, then it's healthy for you. When that's really not true. There's several, you think the chicken, you think it's just chicken in there? No, there's like 50 other ingredients in there that they add. There's no just whole food. There's no whole fresh food, and that's the problem. They have to focus on quantity over the quality of the food, because the government gives the schools $1.30 for one school meal. That's the budget of the school. They have $1.30 they have to spend, and it has to meet these 5 criterias, and it has to meet the nutritional value. I want to know, how are you going to make a meal healthy with $1.30? It's not possible, so you have to add the processed food. It's not possible to be healthy on $1.30. So they add these quick, convenient foods. They have to pay the cafeteria workers to prepare the foods. It reheat them up, so the cafeteria workers aren't being paid much. So then you have this cycle. It's just quantity over quality. How many kids can we feed? Let's feed as many kids as possible. But they don't take into account the quality of the food, because there are just X number of kids in the school, and they have to focus on those amount of meals. So they're left with the processed foods, because they're cheap, easy, convenient. It's very sad, because now we're just having all these kids this is the next generation. They're just eating all these foods, these chips, and not to even mention the school food. Right when you're done checking your school food, like you paid whatever, right next to you they'll put a chip counter. They'll put some chips and candy, some extra things you can buy. On top of the already unhealthy food, there's chips over there, and there's candy. You can buy those. There's slushies. At least my school, I don't know if your school does this, but they literally sell slushies. sugar-filled slushies and candy and chips, on top of the already frozen processed food. So you're having all these kids now coming with all these diseases, and we wonder why. It's the environment of the school. The school is filled with it's filled with unhealthy food. The kids don't enjoy the food. If you ask any kid, 90% of the time they're gonna say, we don't like the food, but we have to eat it. Because they didn't bring food from home. Their parents can't afford the school. They can't afford to pack lunch from home and bring it to school. So they're just left with the choice of them having to eat it. They just have to eat it. And I was like this too. I remember throughout elementary school and middle school, I had to eat the school food. And even in middle school, I was reluctant of eating it. I just wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't eat the food. I would just go without food for that period of time. And what do you think I ate? You think I ate healthy food? While I was in school and I didn't eat, I had chips, I had candy. To make me feel full, I had to eat chips and candy, and I had to eat the little Cheez-Its or whatever, the packaged foods. Because the school food wasn't good, so I just said, I'm just gonna eat unhealthy. If the school food was good and nutritious and it filled us up, kids wouldn't want to eat the processed food. If it filled them up and it made them feel satisfied, like they felt good eating it, they're not gonna go and get chips. They already feel good. They're full, they're satisfied, they just had a healthy meal. But that's not the case. They feed the kids the processed foods, which makes them even more hungry, so they go and buy more processed foods. That's the sad reality. That's a sad reality of the school food. Now you're saying, how? Maybe you you were listening to me like, okay, I don't want to eat school food anymore. It's bad. It's processed. What can I do? The single best thing I did, and I started this in high school. I'm a sophomore now. I started this freshman year. Is packing your own lunch. It's undoubtedly the best way. It's the only way. Because it's either you eat the school food or you go hungry for lunch. Which, if you go hungry for lunch, you're not going to be able to focus the whole day. All you're going to be thinking about is, oh, I'm hungry. I want to eat. So then you go and eat more junk food. So, for lunch, I want you packing healthy stuff. Try to find some healthy food and pack that for your lunch. Maybe your parents cook some healthy food. Maybe you take that with you. Then you heat it up in the microwave at school. Maybe you pack your own lunch. Maybe you get some meat. You get some meat from the grocery store. You make like little burger patties. Or maybe you cook some salmon and have it with some rice or something. Maybe put some vegetables on the side and a fruit. It's very simple. You can make like a really good meal. Then if your school has a microwave, you can just heat it up in the microwave. So that's the perfect way to make your own meal. Now you don't have to rely on the school food. Pack something simple, a protein, maybe some vegetables, a fruit. Don't bring any chips with you. No chips, nothing. Bring food that will fill you up. Because once you're like, this is what happened to me. Once you're filled up and you're like nice and satisfied with what you've ate, you don't want to go and eat the processed food. Because you're satisfied. You feel full. You feel satiated. So you're like, okay, this feels good. I don't need to eat processed food. You just don't have those cravings anymore. And I watched some videos, and I don't know if you have too, but like the school food they have in other countries, like France, like in Korea, France, Germany, Norway, Sweden. You have all these amazing foods. They're all like very, very good. It's like the food your parents would cook you. Like in France, they have like little pasta, a croissant on the side, some salad, a vegetable, some meat. In Korea, they have some kimchi with some pork on the side, and a fruit and a vegetable. It's literally what your parents would cook. They're feeding you at school, and all of that is fresh food. None of it's processed. I remember hearing someone in the video say that, like, I don't know what country it was, but the food, by law, the school food had to be at least 70% organic. At least 70% organic, the food had to be that you're feeding the children, or it was against the law. And here, that's not even a thing. Now, it doesn't have to be 1% organic. It can be anything. But unless it meets the nutritional guidelines, then it's fine. And so they're feeding you burgers and pizza, but it meets the nutritional guidelines, so it's good. That's what we're faced with. So now you have to rely on yourself to bring the food to school. Pack the lunch, leave it in the fridge for the next day, then just put it in your book bag real quick. I'll have some videos on cooking, maybe some recipes and stuff. Even trying to make a course where I can help you achieve like the best diet for you, and I go through and I help you with this, help you meal prep your meals, cook certain way. So that's what I'm planning. That's what I'm working on. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, because I'm gonna be working on that very soon and I'll be announcing it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.